Hi, welcome back to COPD Health Tips. Today we're going to talk about doing some exercises and getting some exercises done. And the most important thing about it is, I don't know if I've mentioned it in one of the other videos before, but I have a manual treadmill. And I love it because it's better than the electrics because you have to make it go. Where the electric treadmills, they just pull you along. And it's really hard to stop when you get out of breath on an electric treadmill. So that's why I have a manual treadmill. Try to walk as much as I can every other day, or try to even every day. But I don't overdo it and I don't push myself. I go at a steady pace, I go slow. If I'm tired, I stop. But I try to go about 10 minutes every day. 7 minutes some days, 8 minutes others, 10 minutes other days. But the treadmill is really great for my legs, my trunk, and also for my circulation and for my heart. One other thing that needs worked on is the upper body. And what I do for that, there's a couple things that I do. One of the things I want to show you right now, and I really stumbled onto this while I was in the hospital with an exacerbation. And my chest was tight, my muscles hurt, and my lungs, my rib cage, everything up there hurt. And what I did, I call it the monkey cheer. And what I do is you raise your hands like this, just like that, and you go like this, back and forth. And breathe out and in and out at a normal, slow rate. Just like a monkey walking down the hall, doing his things. And you'll notice that your chest muscles and your rib cage start loosening up. I do this maybe once a day, once every other day, when I feel like my chest muscles are a little sore, a little tired. It helps loosen them up. Now, the other thing I did, and I took this pretty much from the Karate Kid, is what you'll do is you can get a pair of knit gloves, or you can even use a couple old rags. You put them on your hands, and you can go up to a wall, or hope it's a clean wall, because if it's dirty, you may end up having to wash the whole wall down, or behind a door. You can stand there and put your hands against it, and you can do wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. And what you're doing is you're building up these muscles here, your arms and your rib cage, upper rib cage, your pectorals, your shoulders, okay? Now, I'm not going to tell you how many times to do it, or how many sets to do it, or how many's in a set. You can figure that out for yourself. If you want to do it 3 times, 5 times a day, or if you want to do it 5 times, 3 times a day, or 10 times once a day, or once every other day, it's a good idea to do it. Whether you do it every other day or every day, or how many in the morning and the afternoon, or just in the morning, it's a real good idea to at least do it. That's with those. Now, the other thing I have too is a paintbrush, old 3-inch dry paintbrush, and I'll put that against the wall, arm's length, and go up and down. Now, I'll make sure the bristles put pressure on the wall going up and down. And I'll do one arm 10 times, other arm 10 times, take a rest, you can go ahead back the other way. And I'll do that a couple times every other day. Another thing you can use is a dish towel. Whether you just grab it right off the counter, or you pull it out of the drawer, or have an old one. And what you do this sitting down while you're watching TV, is curl it up, twist it and pull. You twist it, pull on both arms, pull it back and forth, and then you get a little tired. You sit it down, you catch your breath. Now this one, I'm going to describe to you because I do it every day. And this isn't a real good position to do it. But what I'll be doing is I'll stand at the kitchen counter and I'll have my hands a little bit further than shoulder width. And by me describing this, you'll probably be able to understand how to do it. My hands will be shoulder width, just a little bit wider on the kitchen counter. And then I'll start taking steps back until my body is at almost a 45-degree angle. Now, do me a favor, don't step back and fall forward and try to catch yourself, because if you miss, it's really going to hurt. So the best thing to do is start with your hands on the counter first, step your legs back until your body's at a 45-degree angle. And that puts you in a perfect position to do push-ups. The best thing to do. And you can start out 1, 2, 3, 5. Don't overdo it. But if you can do 5, do 5. Take a rest. Catch your breath. Maybe do 5 more. You could do it every morning if you want. Or maybe when you're waiting for supper. Something's cooking on the stove. Just step back. Do a couple push-ups. Because, let's face it, when you have COPD, it's a little difficult to get down on that floor and do push-ups. These are a little bit easier, but at least they give you the upper body exercises that you need. Okay, so now this is the last thing I'd like to talk about in this video. And we're going to have a lot more exercise videos to come. And some real exciting stuff going on with those. And I'll let you know as soon as we get it figured out. But steps. If you have steps around your house, people have trouble with steps. Even healthy people have trouble with steps. And especially if you have COPD, they could be a killer. Well, I'll explain to you, maybe you can picture this in your mind, and try it the next time you are going up and down the steps. Well, up the steps anyway. And what you do is when you're putting your foot up to the next step, you're breathing in. Okay, and you have your foot firmly planted on that upper step. And as you're stepping up to that step, you're breathing out. So you're breathing in, putting your step up, you're stepping up, you're breathing out. And you do it one step at a time. Put your leg up to the next step, you're breathing in, you're starting to step up with your other leg, breathe out. So it's like think of it as I'm doing this, your feet moving up the steps. Foot up. And you don't have to go all the steps at one time. You can go up 2 or 3 steps. And it's a real good exercise too. Go up and down the steps 3 or 4 steps at a time and work your way up. 3 steps, or even start at 2 steps. 2 steps down, 2 steps down, 2 steps down. Next week, 3 steps down, 3 steps down, 3 steps down. Work your way. And then you'll build up tone and resistance. And the steps will be easier and easier to go up and down. Well, that's it for this edition of COPD Help Tips Exercises. I hope you've enjoyed it and learned something from it. And I hope you use some of it too, because they've really helped me, these exercises. And I'm a lot better shape now that I'm doing them than I was before when I wasn't really doing anything. So one thing I wanted to let you know too is we have a forum, and it's called COPD Help Group. That's www.copdhelpgroup.com. And we'd like you to join. We'll send you one email so you can go ahead and set up your password, have your privacy. And that's once you register. And we're not going to bombard you with a bunch of emails or advertisements or anything else like that. You can write about whatever you want to write about. You can write about whether you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, what medications you take, what kind of questions you might have, or if you've figured out some tidbits on your own that you think might help somebody else, you can put on there. I mean, you can create your own topics, say whatever you want, unless it's bad, then we'll have to get a hold of you and tell you to knock it off. But other than that, you're more than welcome to join, more than welcome. Don't feel leery about joining because there's only a couple of us right now, because we're still pretty much getting started. But the more of us that get joined, then pretty soon we'll have a lot of people, and it'll be really cool. So I hope to see you there. Well, thank you again for watching COPD Help Tips, and keep coming back because we're going to keep making these videos, and hopefully it'll end up helping everybody. Thank you.